My balls are not stress toys, please don't squeeze them so hard. Men of Reddit. What are some mistakes women make during sex? What's up my bro, so glad you can join your boy Andrew for another sick story time. Make me proud and hit that MF like button and subscribe if you want to see more NSFW stories. If you sub, I'll send you Belle Delphine's bathwater. Enough simping, let's start the stories. I have an ex that used to keep sleeping with the wrong dude. Leaning back too far when on top. Some dicks aren't that flexible when fully erect. If I'm starting to sit up when you lean back, it's because my crap's about to break off. Don't be afraid to tell us what you want. If you don't feel anything in a certain position or angle of insertion, let us know and switch it up. It has the added benefit of extending our stamina when switching positions. Think of a blowjob like sex. Yes, sometimes it's fun to go hard and not stop until climax. But it's also fun, going slow, playing and touching and rubbing. Not just sucking non-stop. IMO. Edit. I see a lot of comments talking about how to give a proper BJ, and I haven't seen one comment talking about ball fondling. Never forget. Not exactly during, but expecting guys to always initiate. Want your guy to feel desirable? Don't want your guy to worry that you're just sleeping with him every now and then to shut him up? Jump his bones. You ever have a girl up on top come down wrong and bend your dick in half? Because I have. If there is a hell, I know what pain awaits. Holy ducking crap, how did this blow up so much? I got a 3-day ban from Reddit right after posting this, so I didn't realize how big this was. When a woman yells, "Rape me." As a man, growing up knowing how wrong rape is, whenever a woman would say this, I instantly lost my mood. I can accept harder. But the rape thing is just way too much in my opinion. Faking pleasure. If something isn't working for you, let the guy know. If he thinks he's doing well, he won't change anything. If you let him know what you like and don't like, he will change. Most guys get a lot of satisfaction from your pleasure. Make sure to ask before getting excessively rough on the balls. I remember hooking up with this one girl and we were making out on my bed while she was giving me a hand job. Then her other hand goes for my balls and I'm thinking she's going to massage them. For some reason she grabs on them with a death grip that almost made me fall off the bed in pain. I guess someone she was with really liked that, but I definitely did not. Don't pretend to enjoy it just for our benefit. If something isn't working for you, communicate. Sex should be enjoyable for everyone involved, and you don't need to appease our ego if you're not enjoying it. Sexual chemistry doesn't always come right away, and the only way it can be built is if partners communicate what they like and don't like to each other. Broke up with an ex partially because of chemistry issues. She said I was HUGE, I'm definitely not, and to go so slow as to basically not even have sex because it hurt. She likely just needed to have lead up before sex, oral, etc., but she refused to receive oral or use lube. Got with another girl who didn't move at all. It was the most uncomfortable sex of my life. She said it was great after it, but how would I know? So ladies, participate and talk to your partners. Don't make fun of me for being vanilla while in front of friends and then come home and lay there like an embarrassed fish when I suggest something dirty. Post comment edit. I feel like I vilified my partner here. To clarify, she is incredibly sweet and very affectionate. We're both competitive and will often jab at each other in public. We've both crossed a line before and have talked about it. She had done this a few times before I finally told her it was hurtful to say that, especially in front of others. As a woman, I have to say it was so great to see so many comments obviously coming from a place of understanding consent, communication, reciprocation, and equal enjoyment in sex. I knew my guy wasn't the only one in the world to care about these, but it's nice to see so many men with healthy attitudes towards sex and women. Thank you, gentlemen, even if this thread ends up going to hell in an insult basket after I write this comment, it was a hope-restoring read. Failure to provide feedback during intercourse. You don't have to scream like a porn star, but let me know if what I am doing is working towards getting you off. It can be non-verbal also. Just move my hand if it isn't quite on the right spot. Squeeze me harder if you want me to go harder. Set the pace yourself. And for God's sake, if you are 30 seconds out, just whisper a tiny, "I'm almost there," so that we don't come up 500 feet short of the runway. Also, if you are in a relationship where sex is going to be a regular thing, then use the post-coitus pillow talk to say what you liked or didn't. Don't duck like a tranquilized mattress. Participate. Don't duck like you are trying to start a fire between our crotches. Rhythmic fluid motions good. Jerking back and forth or up and down bad. Don't get the deer in the headlights look. Eye contact is nice, but with extreme concentration it is worrisome. Don't peel the foreskin back before insertion. It acts as a natural lubricant, it slides on its own. Let it do its job. Unless he's cut, then it doesn't matter. Don't keep your hands to yourself. Men seek physical contact, hands excel and such. Despite all that, don't be self-conscious, just be in the moment and enjoy yourself. That is when it will be best. Not saying stop. You have all the right to say stop when you changed your mind or when it hurts or when. Not saying stop cause you want to please a guy or afraid of his reaction might seem like a good idea or the easiest idea to get his affection or to not get his anger. But not saying stop and crying afterwards is hurting yourself, lowering your chances to get a better sexual relationship, and for the honest caring men out there, a smack in their face. Cause there are loving caring men out there that would understand a stop and feel like crap when they realize they weren't even given the opportunity to show their love and care by stopping when asked to. Not the answer op might be looking for, not the answer many expected, but mutual consent is one of the most important things for sexual active PPL. The assumption that just because they're there we should be rock hard, we need some warming up as well sometimes. It's easy for a guy to have trouble staying up if there are things not right with the sex, including a woman putting pressure on a guy to keep it up and hurry. A lot of women seem to be under the impression that a guy's job is to get both her and himself ready to go. This type of thinking often trickles down all the way to the guy needing to put on moves almost every time they want sex, while the girl will just sit in the other room without pants on for 5 minutes and wait for the guy to show up and start. Very rarely I've heard of a woman telling a guy to just relax while she does the work to get everyone's engine warmed up and ready to go. Although maybe I'm just dating the wrong people, but I feel like there's definitely a skew to one side. Buckle up guys, because you're in for a story. Several years ago, seeing a local girl and she's at my place, lovely evening moves on to some light kissing, some touching, and pretty soon we're naked. I'm lying back on my bed, she's down using her mouth on me. Now being the gentleman that I am focused on holding in a fart. I could leave and head to the bathroom, but she's seriously good, so I'm just putting all my energy on keeping that fart inside me. Nothing too difficult, I can handle this if I keep my attention away from how great her mouth feels and focus on keeping my arse shut. After a while of fantastic tongue action, she looks up at me from between my legs and says, "Don't worry." Now up until now I hadn't been worried at all. I was enjoying this evening, I was fully aware of the situation, and I had absolutely no cause to worry about anything. But now she'd told me not to worry, I started worrying a lot. What was she into? Now, what I would like to say happened next is this. She gently eased a very well lubricated thumb slowly inside my back passage while keeping me in her mouth and treated me with care and dignity. That did not happen. This happened. She said don't worry, I started worrying, and then within a second, she rammed her thumb up my arse. Deep and dry, it felt like sandpaper being parted by a cheese grater. The shock of having a thumb forced inside me with the force of 1,000 suns caused several things to happen. 1, I screamed, 2, I half sat up, and 3rd and possibly worst, I released the fart I was holding. Which was not, as she suddenly discovered, a dry one. Her thumb was fully inside me, and I released my clenched sphincter to allow the deep rumbling liquid hell forth. Picture what happens to the water when you put your thumb over the end of a hose pipe and spray it into the air, then replace water with shark, hose pipe with my arse, and the air with her face. She, understandably, jerked hard backward from the brown spray, however in doing this, she pulled her thumb straight back out of me. I clenched harder than a camel's eye in a sandstorm, and then for some reason came. She screamed and ran to the bathroom and turned the shower on. I fell back onto my pillow smelling of sweat, SHT and cum. We don't talk anymore. Thanks for watching. What did you think of the story time? Let me know in the comments below. If you liked the video, smash that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any more story times.